Hey, what's up everybody? If you have a hard time beating defensive players with fireballs like Guile, Ryu, Ken, Luke, Chun-Li, and DJ, then this video is for you. JP is also a defensive fireball character, but he's so unique that I'm going to leave him out of this video, and I'll cover him specifically in a separate video. In part 1 of How to Beat Turtles, I showed you some basic movement and whiff punishment techniques you can use to beat very defensive players. If you haven't watched part 1, you can check it out here. Let's look at the basics of fighting against fireballs first. I think most players of all levels understand that jumping over a fireball is the simplest way to beat a player that throws fireballs. It gives you the chance to hit with a jumping heavy attack and get huge damage. Good players won't let you jump in easily, and they will always try to anti-air you with an anti-air normal or invulnerable reversal, like Shoryuken or Flash Kick. This brings us to tip number 1. Never jump after you see a fireball thrown. Beating fireballs with a jump must be done by guessing or reading your opponent's fireball timing. Jumping after you see the fireball gives the opponent enough time to recover from their fireball animation and respond with an anti-air. There's no way to practice this other than playing the game both online and offline and getting experience to understand fireball timings. When you play, try to get a feel for your opponent's fireball timing. Ask yourself, at what range does my opponent throw fireballs? Then, try to get into that range and jump in prediction to their fireball. Understanding the spacing, timings, and how many times your opponent throws fireballs is key to landing a successful jump in. Tip number 2. Make more reads in round 1. Generally speaking, it's a better idea to be a bit more aggressive with your fireball jumps in the beginning of round 1. This is because your opponent doesn't have super meter in round 1, so getting anti-aired won't take away 35% or more of your health. You'll want to be a bit more conservative with your jumps when your opponent has 3 bars of super art gauge. Tip number 3. Always try to parry fireballs. Blocking fireballs in Street Fighter 6 will chip away your drive gauge, so we don't want to block them. Neutral jumping fireballs can work and can be a good idea sometimes, but there are some ranges where your opponents can use drive rush to quickly get into range and punish your jump easily. This is why parrying fireballs is the best way to deal with them. By parrying fireballs, you won't lose drive gauge and you stay safe from anti-jump drive rushes from the opponent. After parrying, try to walk forward to close the distance between you and your opponent. Doing this will force your opponent to walk back to create space. Keep doing this and your opponent will put themselves in the corner. You'll want to counter your opponent once they try to get out of the corner. Many players will try to do a jump or a surprise drive impact. Start looking for either of these options once your opponent is near the corner and counter them appropriately. Tip number 4. Learn and perfect the perfect parry option select. Perfect parrying a fireball always allows us to cancel the parry with an attack. This lets us punish fireballs that otherwise couldn't be punished if we blocked it. Luckily, there's an easy option select we can use with perfect parry. Every time you attempt a perfect parry, push the attack button you want to cancel into. If you mess up the timing and get a regular parry, it's okay because the move won't come out. This lets us guard afterwards safely. If you do get the perfect parry, you'll always cancel it with an attack. Using this option select means you don't have to react to which kind of parry you do. Just push your attack with perfect parry timing and it will always come out on a successful perfect parry. Take a look at this example here. At this range, blocking Guile's Sonic Boom puts Guile at plus frames, which means we can't safely counter after blocking the Sonic Boom. But if we use perfect parry option select against the Sonic Boom, we can land a punish. And since we are using the option select, we don't have to react to whether we got a perfect parry or not. Here's how you can practice this in training mode. Choose any character with the fireball. In this example, I use Ryu. Then set the dummy to record mode and record them doing something simple like a neutral jump into an immediate fireball. Then, from full screen, practice parrying and perfect parrying the fireball to work on your timing. Once you feel more comfortable with this from full screen, get in close and try doing the perfect parry option select up close. Once you feel comfortable with that timing, try cancelling your attack into a combo. And finally, tip number 5, don't get frustrated. Fighting against a turtle who does nothing but guard and throws fireballs can be boring and frustrating to fight against, but getting frustrated will only make it harder to win. I recommend thinking of opponents like this as a minigame. Try your best to parry every fireball from far away and to attempt the perfect parry option select when close. Also, try to get a feel for your opponent's fireball timing and attempt a jump in when you think they'll throw another fireball. The goal of this minigame is to do the things I just mentioned as much as possible. If your success rate starts to go up, then think of that as a win, regardless of the outcome of your match. Thinking of it this way will help take away some of the stress and hopefully let you have more fun against these kinds of players. If you keep it up, you'll get more comfortable and I'm sure your win rate will start to go up. That's it for this video. If you like this video, be sure to like and subscribe. And as always, let me know in the comments if your win rate improves after trying out these tips. Until next time, take care.